I'm mute. Bro, I just gave the best motivational speech of my life, and that shit was mute. That was mute. No wonder people were leaving. Of course, bro. People were leaving because my mic was on mute. Hey, just like the title says though. Like that title says though. Everything's gonna be okay. Low key, I could hire someone who reads lip syncs right now, and that entire transcript could be, you know what I'm saying, printed right now, and all of you will know what I said. I could hire a lip sync reader right now. A lip reader, not a lip sync. I don't know what I'm talking about. Man, I just got distracted by the Matrix, bro. The Matrix tried to silence me. Nah, I'm playing. That was my own doing. That was my own goofiness. I didn't even realize I was muted, bro. How did I start a live stream muted? That makes no sense. And you know what? That's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Let's actually. Hey, we're gonna forget about the first 8 minutes, okay? We're gonna forget about the first 8 minutes. No wonder people were leaving. I was on mute. This is crazy. Everything's gonna be okay. As I was saying, and I'm probably gonna clip this and post it as a real self-improvement video. So y'all, I was muted for the first 8 minutes. Now my voice is back. Now the Matrix cannot silence me no more. There's a lot of distractions, let's admit it. Social media has lost its original purpose of connecting me and you. And social media is only a small problem, and it's only a symptom of a much larger problem. And what I think the much larger problem is where our attention is going and what we've decided is more important. We've decided that mindlessly scrolling every night is more important than connecting with God again, you know, through our spirituality, even connecting with the present moment and connecting with nature. We stay inside all day scrolling and doing all sorts of things outside of that hobby itself that distract us from the very peaceful reality that is, like, and I'm talking about the immediate surrounding physical reality. Like this wall right here. This wall is something that can be admired and appreciated. You can stare at your wall and have an intimate moment with your wall. Or you can go outside and appreciate the flowers and appreciate the trees for what they are. Shit, I have to admit it for myself. I need to do this more often. But I'm too distracted by social media. You know, we're all in the same boat of having our attention be divided. And this is like one of the main components of why we live in fear, right? And why we distract ourselves from the truth that everything's going to be okay. We give ourselves so many reasons as to why things are not going to be okay because we attach ourselves to so many concepts of who we are in our head. And social media, like I said, has only exacerbated this problem. But when you finally use social media for its original purpose of connection between me and you, the common ground that we have as human beings, we're all breathing. We're all breathing, and we all have an immediate physical reality. At least all of us watching this live stream, right? Like if you're on YouTube, you're not in a life-threatening situation, and I'm not in a life-threatening situation either. Like we all can low-key chill and relax and vibe right now. And that's something to be grateful to the universe for. That's something to be grateful to God for. And I really appreciate you all for reminding me that I was muted for the first 8 minutes of this live stream. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, y'all are legends for real. But seriously though, think about how often we are distracted from the fact that me and you have so much in common. And not only that, we have the most important things in common. We are conscious, we are breathing, living creatures who have the power to build infrastructure and architecture and advance society in a way where we can create a new earth that is practically like heaven. But yet, you go on social media, you go on the news, we do this and that. We look at the fear on the college students' faces whenever we go to college campus. We see the fear on students' faces. We forget, and we've actually sort of self-created a hell for ourselves, like our very own version of hell, when things could easily, it's not going to be easy, but mentally as a concept, things could easily go the other way where we can create heaven on earth, a new earth. And where does it start? By taking back control of our attention to certain spiritual, metaphysical truths that ground us in reality and bring peace back to our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like all of us can focus on our breath right now. Isn't that beautiful? If it doesn't seem beautiful right now, I promise you there's going to be a day in your life where you're just so grateful to be breathing because your breath is a real one. Your breath is a real friend. It's always been there for you, bro. I'm low key. I need to follow my own principles. I'm speaking too fast, bro. This live stream stuff got me speaking too fast. But do you understand what I mean when I say the breath is something we can return to when life gets too chaotic? And when you return to your breath and you return to realizing the spiritual truth that we were all created by a literally infinite God, a divine creator of the universe, then you bring your attention back to the core principles that make us us, like the real us. So when you read the title and you wonder, what is Jacob even yapping about? Just remember that as long as you are okay, everything's going to be okay. I promise you that everything's going to be okay. It's just the ideas of who you are, they're going to come and go. The feelings that you have, the feeling of pain and depression and anxiety, they will have to go away. And that's the good news, because even if you have like all these concepts about who you are, they're immediate. They're someday, whether it's immediate or a slow process, they're all going to dissolve. All these ideas about who you are and what other people are, they're going to have to dissolve because of God's will to unify, because of God's will to reveal the truth to you. You know what I'm saying? And this applies to reality, whatever religion you believe in, or even if you're into New Age spirituality, this is just the truth. This is the truth that triumphs, and is basically the underlying principle of all religions, is the unification of us all and the realization of certain truths. So what really helps us bring a peace of mind back to the present moment is putting our attention back in the present moment of our immediate surrounding physical reality. We realize, oh shoot, social media, like our ideas of reality, is actually what causes more suffering than the actual suffering itself. So yes, we do suffer. Yes, we do feel the most negative emotions a lot of times, but how much of it is self-created really? I'm willing to say that it's over 90% self-created. You know what I'm saying? Because of our concepts, because of the thoughts and the fear that we're giving into about, our uncertainty. We're uncomfortable with uncertainty about what the future holds, especially with the advancement of AI and human connection kind of going like this, where we're becoming more and more divided as a society, and we're becoming more and more individualistic in the negative ways, more and more dependent on AI, more and more just dealing with mental health issues. It's all on the rise, but human connections like this. So that's why I always talk about the matrix. That's why I always talk about distractions, the negative side of social media that distracts you from the optimistic, positive truths that God needs us to realize, and we have the free will to realize, as long as we have the desire to understand those truths. And where do we fulfill that desire? It's by putting our attention somewhere else, other than the division, other than the fake news, other than something that isn't related to self-improvement. You know what I'm saying? Amen. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it don't, I know it will in the future. And I'm in the flow state. That's why I kind of take a little while to read comments. It still blows my mind that I was muted for 8 minutes, bro. I was yapping for 8 minutes. That's wasted potential. Like, you don't understand. That's wasted potential. Hopefully, a lip reader will one day print the transcript of all that truth I was speaking, bro. Because this is not the last time I'll say this. There's going to be many more people, including me, many more people and leaders and voices that are going to rise and express their truths, which really we all share that truth of we're breathing, we're living in the present moment. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay because you know that Bob Marley song that goes, every little thing is gonna be all right. Don't worry. That is what the three little birds were singing. The three little birds were singing that, and Bob Marley turned that into a song, and he sang those lyrics. And it's the underlying truth of reality. Everything's gonna be okay because you are gonna be okay. That's literally what I know. I don't think about it. I don't believe it. I know everything is gonna be okay because I'm gonna be okay. At least for the next 60 years or however long I live. I don't know how long I will live. It's not my responsibility to learn how long I will live. I'll try my best to live the healthiest for the longest, but at least me and you and every other person interested can be unified through realizing the certain truth of that we are going to be okay. That's just the facts. That's just the facts. No matter the circumstances, and I mean no matter the circumstances, everything's going to be okay. And although it might be like a future thing, right? Like we keep looking towards the future when we hear that. But what if everything's okay right now? Ooh, what if everything's okay right now? See, that's the thing. We are breathing right now. That's good. We do have a phone where we can connect with other human beings. Surely, yeah, there's a lot of bots on here, but there's still human beings on the internet, right? That's a sign we're okay. We're breathing, that's a sign we're okay. We're eating, we're drinking water. That's a sign we're okay. So, yes, we might be going through a lot of things, but this is basically just me saying that even if we're going through a lot of things are most definitely going to get better, even if the outside world gets worse, because that's what a spiritual awakening does. You do realize a spiritual awakening will have you claiming an even better peace of mind with the outside world going to shit, because you do individually have the power to create heaven for yourself while this society and outside world creates this version of hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read comments now. I'm going to read comments to gauge where you guys are at. Because, like I said, in the first 8 minutes, I was muted, and that's crazy. But nonetheless, thank you guys for putting me on. That's wasted potential. I hate that I was muted, bro. I hate that we were muted. And low key, if you're you guys ascended to telepathic communication. Dan, that's crazy though. You guys ascended to telepathic communication. Wow. Okay. I see how it is. Yeah. Even a philosopher has talked about this. So I don't know if I can pin messages. Yep, I can. It's been so long since I live streamed. It's been like 1.5 years, something like that. 1.67 years. But a philosopher, his name was either Socrates or I forgot his name, but he did say this. We suffer more in our imaginations than we do in reality. For real. That's an acknowledgement that yes, we will suffer in reality so many times. We will have to endure the loss of loved ones and so many hardships. But do not ever forget just how many of your days are really, really good days. Because bad days are coming, yes. But don't let your good days be ruined by self generated fear of what's to come in the future. Because as long as today's a good day, then today's a good day. Let's live today. And whatever hardships may come, let them come. I'm going to triumph. Because I know, as somebody who understands this truth given to me by God, God. I don't, God, dude. I just entered like a whole robotic, like, repetition of the same word, but you can't reduce God to a single word. Like, yes, we call God God, but low key, God does us the best service, and by giving us grace and mercy, but also the realization and the reminder of that truth. You know what I'm saying? We can realize something for the first time, but it's also important to be reminded. But who does that more? Who reminds us of the important stuff and the infinite truths more? Does social media remind you of infinity more? Or does the infinite creator of the infinite universe remind you of infinity more? See, that's the thing. We have to redirect our attention to infinity to remind ourselves of infinity versus being distracted by social media all the time. And if we are on social media, we should start using it again for its original intended purpose, which was to share certain truths and to connect human beings and to unify human beings. That is the purpose of social media that we've derived away from in order to distract ourselves with AI slop and junk. This is crazy. I can't believe I was muted for the first 8 minutes. That'll be the greatest unknown 8 minutes of my channel, just being muted that entire time. But yeah, shout out to that philosopher. I just pinned Motive's message about most suffering happens in your mind, not in reality. And I would give credit to like 90% of suffering is self-created. But I also do admit the nuance, I'm saying I don't think black and white. I do admit that there is real victimhood in many seasons of life. But if today's a good day for you and you are breathing and you legit just have a lot of things going for you, you always have the power to redirect your attention towards your blessings and practice gratitude for it. For real, for real. You can always practice gratitude for the blessings that you have, while also, I admittedly need to do this more often. We can appreciate a tree for being a tree, for how peaceful a tree really is. Like, Mother Nature is breathing. Earth is breathing. The trees are breathing at the highest level of awareness. Trees are breathing. Flowers are alive. So that's a physical reality we have the choice to experience if we give ourselves the desire, because we have free will, right? We can easily get up out of bed, walk outside, and appreciate trees for being trees. Like, all of us have trees right now. Unless it's snowing, like it's a blizzard. Hey, shout out to everybody who's got blizzards right now. But hey, man, appreciate nature for nature while we still have it. We cannot let humanity create its own hill. We gotta turn things around and build momentum in the other direction. So we start preserving nature and start really, really appreciating nature and Mother Earth and creating a new earth, creating higher vibrations of the collective consciousness through unification. And how does that unification occur? By spreading spiritual, metaphysical truths through this tool called social media. Dog, I gotta be a live streamer, bro. Bro, I had 18 people at one time and they all left because I was muted. That's something I'll probably forget. I'll probably forget it because this is not the last time. This is not the last time we'll see each other. Isn't that the good news though? I'm speaking way too fast. I might be going against my own principles here by speaking so fast. Like, you're probably like, hey, Jacob, focus on your breath right now, Jacob. Like, what are you doing? Okay, I understand. What was I saying before? Oh, shoot, I just got zapped of what I was about to say. That thought it just disappeared. But that's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Any idea that you have about who you are, any idea that you have about who others are, it's all going to disappear and dissolve like salt in water. Or I meant to say, we'll let that slide. It's all just going to dissolve in prioritization of the truth. Like, the truth will reveal itself to you because anybody, any human being alive, whether they know it or not, they are thirsty for the truth. And I'm not talking about thirsty in the sense of how our generation uses the word. I mean a literal thirst for the truth. I'm going to read your comments again. Now, facts, everyone is divided. All my friends have 9 to 5s, but 0 free time on the day or 2 off. They have it spent recovering. Even my family is all disconnected, distractions. That's another thing. Dude, we have barely touched the surface of how much the 9 to 5 work, like 40 hours a week at a pointless job, is a distraction. And many, many, many distractions within college/university. Dog. There is very little purpose for a university outside of the doctors, lawyers, the very, very important degrees. I'll get into that later, but you do understand how much of school, like 90% of school, a vast majority of school and work in the 9 to 5 sense is just a distraction. We are smothered in distractions every single day from certain spiritual, metaphysical truths, such as the title that you're reading right now. I titled this live stream, Everything's Gonna Be Okay. Everything's gonna be all right. Isn't it crazy how little we think about that truth? Like, how little we remind ourselves, or how little society reminds us, that a peace of mind is possible right here, right now, and a peace of mind is sustainable for the rest of our lives. And even beyond that, even in the afterlife, a peace of mind is sustainable. But here we are every day. It's every day, bro, going to a 9 to 5 job and then drowning ourselves. This is what I say. We're drowning ourselves in the work, eat, entertainment, sleep cycle. That's what I call the Matrix. That's why I call it the Matrix. I don't reference a movie just because it's a movie. I reference a movie such as The Matrix because it is a reflection of what reality is. The Matrix movie tells truths about reality that finally lets us connect to reality versus being distracted by many elements of the Matrix. That, oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. This is wild, man. Now, I really hope you understand the nuanced aspect of this. I'm not saying that school is pointless all the time for everybody. That's a black and white take. I'm not saying the 9 to 5 is pointless all the time for everybody. I'm not saying your work and job is purposeless. That would be a black and white statement. Please understand that whatever statement I make applies to you. Run with it for the rest of your life and use it to improve your situation. Use it to master your mind so you can understand reality better and ground yourself in reality better, while also opening all your chakras and balancing all of them, so you can open the third eye and visualize a wonderful life for yourself, and then open your crown chakra and be hyper aware, hyper conscious of the realms that lie beyond this one. You know what I'm saying? There are many realms that lie beyond just this one. And yet we live in fear so much because the thoughts that we give power to, these negative and limiting thoughts, and we're uncomfortable with uncertainty. So we live in fear and anxiety, and we're losing hope on the daily because of how society's going. It's distracting us from the truth that everything is going to be okay, because you are going to be okay. You are. If you're going to be okay, everything's going to be okay. And I'm not talking about the ideas of you. No, those are going to dissolve. They're going to come and go like clouds in a windy sky. The ideas of who you are, the ideas of who others are, they're going to come and go like clouds in a windy sky. And so will the feelings, the negative feelings, the pain that is felt on a daily basis. That's also going to come and go. It's like clouds in a windy sky. Because guess how long this human life is? This human life is on average going to be 80 years. What is 80 years to an infinite amount of time? What is 80 years to 100 quadrillion years? Like, come on. Come on, we're undefeated, bro. Defeat only happens psychologically. Ooh, that's a bar. The only defeat you've ever experienced was psychologically. You're still here. You're breathing. You're fighting. That's what we live for. It's to fight for a better future. That's what we're here for, baby. We're still breathing. We're vibrating. We're on a certain frequency. Hey, as long, bro, holy crap. We literally haven't lost. This is crazy. Defeat is only psychological. Defeat only occurs through your own assumptions. You realize that, right? You only assume that you've lost. You only assume that you've been defeated. You put yourself in the coffin through all your assumptions about how the world is going to destroy you, or that it already has. Nope. Not me, baby. I declare victory. Let's get it. Okay, I gotta catch up on comments now. Amen. Shout out to Mike is him YouTube. Now I wanna shout out all of you guys. So Motives, Mike is him, martial arts major of them all, aka my man Tony. I really appreciate all your heartfelt comments. You go into detail too. What I love about you is your character, of course, but just the mere fact that you dedicate so much time and effort to making someone like me feel seen and heard, and you make me feel understood too. Like, you're one of the reasons that basically remind me I'm not insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not alone. I'm not insane. You help me feel understood because of how into detail you go into your comments. Like, this is the type of stuff that will make the world go around. It does make the world go around. Is that positivity and that good character and the energy you put forth into the universe, bro. I promise you, it's all going to come back to you. It's all going to come back to you. So keep being you. Whoever's watching this live stream or will watch this live stream in the future, just know it will all come back to you. It will. And that's to everybody also. That's to everybody. But yeah, man, I hopefully you were in the live stream to hear that, because otherwise it would be awkward if like if I took too long to respond. See, I take too long to respond to comments because I spent 8 minutes on mute in this live stream. It would be the most mysterious 8 minutes of my career. I could have said something legendary that got millions of views. It could have been broadcast on national television. The speech I was having for the first 8 minutes while I was mute, and people were clowning me. That's crazy. I had 18 people. Okay, bet. We'll beat that number. Um, hey, stay true to yourself for sure. Thank you, man. What a statement, gang, says Mike is him. And we got some positivity. We got martial arts, major of them all. He says, finance is flexibly atmospheric. Romance is understandably realistic. You understand. You understand. See, that's poetic right there. That's poetic justice. That is truth and poetry. Don't let nobody convince you otherwise. You're expressing a universal truth about how money is, at its core, just an exchange of energy. Ooh, an exchange of energy. Money is a currency. Hold up. Money is a currency, but when we think of currents, we think of energy. We think of, hold up, it's in the word itself. It's in the word itself. Currency, currents. Money equals energy. Currents, currency. Currents, currency. You know what that reminds me of, Motives? If you're still in the chat right now, comment down below if any of you guys have seen Dashie games. Dashie Dashie would play Super Mario Maker. And Dashie Games, aka Dashie XP, he'd be like, bleep. Oh my god. Currents, currency. Currents, currency. No? Okay. Alright. I see how it is. 6-7. Oh, I did say that, huh? And I just said it again. That's crazy. It's okay, Jake. I don't have shorts live streaming. Oh, bet. God did. Do you guys ever have like this self-aware moment where, let's say you're live streaming or you're going out to Starbucks or something and you make a first impression on a stranger, but that stranger's walking by. So let's say we have an entire backstory. Like our lives have an entire story that we have memories of, right? But what if that one stranger's walking by you in Starbucks and they happen to hear you say the numbers 6-7 and they make so many preconceived notions about your character without knowing anything about your backstory? That's crazy to me. Like, don't you ever have self-aware moments like that where you're like, damn, this stranger in Starbucks just walked past me saying the word 6-7. Now they've made assumptions about my character without even knowing my story, without even knowing that, like, bro, this is not the entirety of who I am. Damn. Yo, that's crazy. Okay. Man, I think I gotta clip that. Like, there's so many moments we gotta clip and just replay. Nah, every day. Where's Yoshi at, though? Where did Yoshi go? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm going to read all your comments and I'm gonna conclude this live stream. And we'll call it that. This is, of course, not the last time that we'll have fun. This is not the last time that we'll spread the truth. You know what I'm saying? God is good. God is great. Am I lagging, bro? First, I was muted. Now we're lagging, bro. The Matrix must be stopped. Or at least it must be controlled. Because it has control of us until the very moment we reclaim our power. Then we take control of the Matrix. Then life becomes a sandbox instead of an escape room. Ooh! Once you become aware of your power and you raise your consciousness, this life no longer is an escape room. It becomes your very own sandbox. The Matrix no longer controls you. You control the Matrix. Hey. I've come to realization. Life itself is a reminder of God's creation, including ourselves, as we are made in God's image. True. It's a tool for triumph, not a fool for flimsy. Okay. I'm not too sure what that was referencing. Okay. This is how far I've gone. Like, I yap for so long that I lose understanding of the context behind your comments. Damn, that's tough. Hey, I should be faster. Hey, I should stop yapping as much as I do. When I pay for my own data, bet. Thank you. You guys are cool as hell too. And I do this for so many reasons, dog. Like, I'm just grateful to have a chance. I'm grateful for another shot. This could be my last shot. You guys know that, right? I don't know who's watching this right now. I might even upload this as a YouTube short. So let me clip farm real quick. I'm a clip farm. I'm gonna get into my emotional arc real quick. I don't know who's watching this right now, but I'm so grateful for another chance. Like, this could be my last shot. This could be my last opportunity. And I cannot let it slip. I wouldn't forgive myself for letting this kind of opportunity slip. So, I'm going to seize the moment. And we're going to accomplish great things no matter what has happened in the past. I just thank God for another chance. I thank God for another chance. I really do. There, that's the best clip farm you've ever seen. That's gonna go as a YouTube short one day. Somebody's gonna clip that. You guys really are cool though. I love life, especially nowadays. I matured a lot on a very good sense of closure, and I'm not even mad about it. And I would like to wave to you as well. W Stream, thank you. W Jacob was a good dude and a loyal, hardworking patriot of society. Hey, thank you. Hey, that's your words. That's your words. I really appreciate that. I'll take it and I'll place it right here and I'll remember it too. I'll remember it too because positive affirmations. Here's the thing, right? In psychology, they say that words of affirmation is a love language. Literally, words of affirmation is one of the 5 love languages in psychology and romance. Why don't humans exchange that more often? Why do human beings not exchange positive affirmations amongst one another more often? What happened to the abundance of kindness? Yo, we have to what am I doing, bro? How do I put this into words? We just got to flip that negative into a positive, you know what I'm saying? We got to start turning the boat in the right direction in society. And it takes us, bro. It takes us as a voice. Collective voice, but also our individual voices. Like, we got to flip that negative into a positive, and we got to turn the boat in the right direction so we actually start creating heaven for ourselves instead of living this hell that the Matrix has created for us. Like, we got to start creating our own new life instead of living the life that society has given to us. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Dog, I should live stream more often, right? Like, I really believe so. I had 18 people at one, like, I don't know about you guys, but 18 is a lot of people. That's a huge amount of people that couldn't even hear me because I was muted for the first 8 minutes of this live stream. Wasted potential. All right. The process of life, for example, any plant we grow for food, seeds, roots takes place in the soil. The dark, similarly, ourselves, the brain and nerves literally referring our beginning state as a seed. Hey, that's facts. Once you see the synchronicities, you start seeing more synchronicities. You start seeing the patterns that this infinitely intelligent mind that we call God. God is an infinitely intelligent mind that has placed patterns in the universe that are detectable once you raise your vibration and you start seeking out spiritual, metaphysical truths. The flower of life. Like, how symmetrical is this universe? It's very symmetrical. It's a godly level of symmetrical. Man, okay. I'm getting too deep here, bro. Sometimes I get lost in the sauce. I get lost in my own wonder. It's like a childlike wonder for life. And I forget about the live stream. I legit forget to read your guys' comments after that. This is my entire life. I go on an exploration journey of certain thoughts I have about reality. I spend 30 minutes exploring one idea or one truth and the depth of it. You know what I'm saying? I go down the rabbit hole of just one statement. That's just my mind, bro. I'm too easily just all over the place. But hey, it is what it is. It's a strength. It can be a strength for sure. It can be used as a strength. Um, yeah. The people with free time already know how they gonna spend that time. It's honestly kind of. Are you using a 2020 term? Come on, man. Sussy Baka, that's 2020. My friends have been working their 9 to 5 for 5+ years and have less saves than me. And I've worked a year. Oh, they've saved less money than you, and you've only worked 1 year. How does that work? How do you. I'm sleep, cuh. How does that happen? Look at this pinned comment. So obviously my friend Motives here. To anybody else who could be watching. How the math ain't math. Hold on. My friends have been working their 9 to 5 for 5+ years, and they've have less money saved than me, and I've worked 1 year. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that, bro. That's tough for them, I guess. They'll learn their lesson one day. One day they'll learn their lesson. I hope they'll learn their lesson. Let's just assume everybody will start saving once they become aware of how much they've wasted. Like we need to savor and start saving and even investing. See, saving's one level, right? Saving is pretty good, but investing is a higher level. That is great. And most people don't even save. That's crazy. And we're talking about finances, right? We're talking about people splurging. You know what I'm saying? They're going on Amazon Prime, they're ordering boop, 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 boop. That was me. I admit guilt of this for Black Friday. I bought. This was me splurging. It's a beautiful, beautiful shoe. I love it. A beautiful, beautiful shoe. I love this shoe. Low key, high key. I love this shoe. It's very bright. It's very beautiful. It's wonderful. It's colorful, bright. What I was gonna say is splurging is a very common habit that it goes under the radar, and we just end up not even saving money, let alone investing money. We don't even save money. That's crazy. And I'm talking about us as a collective. As a collective, we can definitely do better in that regard. Cause damn, working 9 to 5, that is literally the cycle I'm talking about. That is the perfect example of the cycle I'm talking about. Work, eat, entertainment, sleep, and not even progressing within that. Not even progressing within that. The freaking hamster wheel. Groundhog Day. I do not want to live Groundhog Day over and over and over. It gets a little bit tiring after the first 1,000 days, but low key on that first like 1,001st day, like you start to wonder, okay, maybe I should make a change. You know what I'm saying? Like, is the 1,001st day the same as the first 1,000? Damn, maybe I should start making a change. Maybe I should start saving some money instead of like splurging all the time. Like, maybe I should cancel that Spotify premium subscription. Maybe. Yo, That could be somebody's first impression of me, dog. Like if that was somebody coming into the live stream, that would have been their first impression of me. They'd be like, "Oh my God, is this guy on?" You look for unique people. Even unique people use buzzwords. That's how anti-idiosyncratic most non-chosen ones are. It's very scary to see. That's how anti-idiosyncratic most non-chosen ones are. It's very scary to see. True, even unique people have to use buzzwords. That's the thing. Unique people who are very intelligent and creative, they will have to use buzzwords, but in their very own creative and unique way. Because it wakes up the NPC. You do realize that, right? Like, I understand you now. You made me aware of that in the sense that we do kind of have to use buzzwords in order to wake up and like, like a sleeping student in the classroom. That sleeping student, that NPC in the classroom who is not paying any attention, they will definitely wake up when the teacher says a buzzword. Best believe when they say a buzzword, they're like, oh. So you got to keep using buzzwords so they stay awake. Huh? Oh, you said the word, you said 6-7. Okay. I'm listening now. Oh, you said this viral meme, Haktua. I'm listening now. Like, I know it's silly, but we do have to use NPC language in order to speak. We're speaking their language so they understand. Hey, sometimes you gotta learn their language and speak it, even if you have an entirely more sophisticated language. That's just how this world works, baby. Man, we're gonna make it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. We're I'm at a loss for words right now. Hold up. Let's just reset. Let's reset, because I'm losing my own speech right now. I'm gonna read your comments. I know bills and stuff is a thing, which I pay, but you really need to be smart with it. Money is only a tool or enhancer. You either enhance your spending or learn how to enhance your wealth. He says, I love work, I just don't need it to survive. Facts. It depends on the kind of work you're talking about. Work can be interpreted in different ways. It can have different meanings because what kind of work is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, the lag is real. I love purpose, but people who don't care force me to also not care with my other friends. It's not fair sometimes. Yeah, that's a dilemma right there within social groups. Social groups will sometimes kind of create that tension. You know what I'm saying? That tension that sometimes I don't know. It divides us, or you can come to a greater unification by expressing yourself. But sometimes you let it go. Other times you put one step forward and you kind of like my mind is fried, y'all. My mind is fried. Let's just go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying, like continue the comments, and then I promise I'll end this live stream and we'll continue this another day. But I'll get through your comments first. Life is more connected than it is. God is the one who planted us here like a farmer with his crops/seeds, and in the end, you will bear good or bad fruit or be like a dead branch. Facts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is truth. Currency. Holy crap, this is the best comment of the day. Bleep, take a coin, put it into crypto. Congratulations, you now have nothing. Okay. Y'all, that's awesome. Like, with each live stream that I do, like, it builds momentum. We are building momentum right now. And momentum is very underrated in terms of its power. Like y'all, and even I'm guilty of not reminding myself of how powerful momentum, aka momentum, really is. But shit, man, this can really take us far. This could take us far because it's a gift that keeps on giving. That's what momentum is. Momentum is a gift that keeps on giving. That's why it's like an underrated drug that takes you places beyond what you imagined. And sometimes you just gotta keep moving forward. Do not seize that momentum. Do not end the momentum. Just keep moving forward. But Christianity becomes fun, and when we choose God from within, and the knowing of ourselves. Yes, the knowing of ourselves, the knowing of reality, and also hear this part. The desire to know, the desire to understand, the action of seeking out truth. You're seeking out what matters, the truth. And that is what ultimately fulfills us. That is ultimately what frees us. Freedom. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Like, that means a lot to me because I needed this. We all needed this, bro. We needed this for sure. We never know what we don't know. Hey, that's true as well. That's true as well. That's very true. Wow. Video games? Oh man. The only video game I'm going to be playing is GTA 6. Like, GTA 6 is going to be the best video game of all time. You heard it here. And you probably heard it elsewhere too, but hey, I'm placing my flag on this video game coming out on November 19th, 2026. GTA 6. Yeah, all the free time. I'm telling you, the more I see how lost people are, the more motivation I get. Facts. Facts, bro. This feels like a celebratory, like, victory speech. This feels like a victory speech, bro. I can't even lie. Everybody deserves to have their victory. Everybody deserves to just reflect upon their own victories and celebrate. Everybody deserves that feeling. Everybody needs to feel victory and reflect upon their victory and celebrate. Because that's definitely going to advance society. Winning by our standards, and even going beyond our standards and going above and beyond to win and winning again and again to the point like where you're DJ Khaled and all you do is win. That is what's going to advance society. Legit. Is that self-reflection, and then that pursuit of greatness, and then that victory, and more self-reflection after your victory, and the celebration, and then the gained confidence, and then the more pursuit of greatness, and the cycle repeats itself. That is going to create a ripple effect in the world where more people are going to do the same for themselves. Because all you do is win. Well, people are going to feel that victory energy, and they're going to want to be a part of that. And they're going to want to start winning for themselves by their own standards and then going above and beyond. And that's how we advance society, bro. We got the blueprint locked down right here. Right here. You heard it here first, bro. Yes, I pinned a comment. That is facts. This has all inspired me. Speaking of building momentum, just like dips in the market and our lives, it builds a foundation. And although you may be scared on those dips, you will later on say those were moments of opportunity. That's facts, bro. I should have commentary. Hold on. Yes, that's a pattern I noticed too. Despite the fear, you can choose to transcend that fear in alignment of the vibration, the frequency, the energy that you want. You can reject fear consciously in pursuit of the vision that you have in your mind and just going for that vision instead. That is something like, that's what this movement is consisting of. I wouldn't say that's what it's all about. Low key, there's so much more elements. It's a very complex movement, but it's also a simple movement. I need to put it into words. I haven't been able to put it in words. I'm losing my speech right now. But yeah, bro, there's many elements to it, but my goal is to make it simple and something that we can always go back to. We can always go back to it. All right. Sustainability. A keyword is sustainability. Once you value sustainability of the things you truly want versus the come and go, like the instant gratification. See, that's like one of the main reasons I quit pornography too. Like, I quit pornography for one of these main reasons is rather than wanting instant gratification, I realize it comes and goes. It comes and goes, but I would rather prefer a sustainable, real life, loving version of what is on pixels on a screen. I'd rather want the real life, sustainable, loving version, which is a living, breathing human being. That for me is a woman. A woman is my reflection and can actually love me versus pixels on a screen. A woman can sustainably love me compared to pixels on a screen who never will. That's deep, bro. That's deep as heck. That is deep. All right, I'm yapping for so long. I think my dad is ready for bed. I've been yapping for so long. I'm going into midnight, practically midnight. Okay, I love you guys. We'll do this again sometime. We're, of course, going to expand this community. Next time, it won't be just you two. It's going to be more than 3 people. It's going to be more than 4. We're going to keep on building and expanding this community. It's not just going to be us, like a small group forever. I promise you, this group and this community is only going to get larger and larger. That's just the destiny, bro. That's just the destiny. You cannot outrun your own destiny. You can't even outrun a collective destiny. It's just how the cookie has to crumble. The cookie has to crumble like that. So with all that being said, this live stream is ending for a reason. It's to make true a vision we believe in. Mwah.